Hi there. I would like to share some of the insights that I found in my conversation with Lynsey Eriksson. I was so blessed to be able to talk with her about what it's like to go from New York back to the countryside, from the fast-paced life to a more rich life in many ways. And one of the insights that we got from talking with Lynsey is the question was, if we are to reach you being a New Yorker, fast-paced life, with anything that has to do with regenerative practices, new ideas, what she was so kind to share was that while she was in New York, if we were wanting to reach her, it is all about showing, not telling. And I think that is such a beautiful wisdom, it's such a beautiful insight. And I think we all need to remember this. We want to tell the world, right? We want the world to understand. We want people to see what we see, right? And if we, in reaching out to other people, hey, see this, we have found the wisdom here. Please, you need to understand you're all wrong, right? It's not really going to work. So I think it will be worthwhile for all of us to consider how we communicate. Are we really doing it through example, or is this just some movement or connection, philosophy that we really like, but are we carrying it inside? Are we speaking truthfully when we're saying this is what we want to share with the world? Are we ourselves an example? And consider how we can communicate with other people in these terms of how can we show them, right? It's not about telling. And so what is needed if we want communication to be successful is that you need that the other party wants to listen, that they want to hear what you want to share, right? So the first question is here, what is needed to achieve before the other person or group or are willing to listen? And we may ask ourselves, if we are talking to somebody else, some stranger, conference or just on the street or wherever, news, when are you listening? Well, when you're motivated, yeah? And when you are curious, yes. But I think that most of us are pretty busy with our own little spinning in our heads until we get to that point where with that other person we have established a relationship of trust, where we feel that we know that other person on some level good enough for us to feel trust on some gut level in your heart, that you feel that this is a respectful conversation between equals, right? And for us to reach that level, I think it's very important that we first try to make that other person feel heard, valued, appreciated, respected, loved, etc. before we start to tell or share what is our story. And if you can wait long enough for that other person to ask you, what is your story? That's gold. Okay? Then is when you know that you have reached that point where that other person is open and receptive to whatever it is that you have in your heart that you want to share. So let's go out and practice first being curious, really profound curious about who is that other person, what's in their space, what's their passion, what's their motivation for doing what they're doing. Really try to understand that other person with no agenda, nothing to sell. You're just here because you want to connect with that person and figure out what they are all about. And when you are authentic in that perspective, in that approach, those vibes are going to come through. They're going to sense that. And it will be a matter of very short time before they will relax and trust and calm down, and you will then be able to have this equal communication. So, a lot of inspiration from my conversation with Lynsey, and I wish that you would all go out and have similar conversations of curiosity and bring that wisdom back and keep sharing it with the world. Thank you.